gorgeous. That look good?
Yeah. And then, so you'll go to your first keyframe, the one that we put in first, and then you'll just shrink the circle all the way, basically. We're basically just repeating the process from what we did with the effect.
Hello everyone and welcome to the 2020 Huntington University Summer Academy Showcase for the Digital Media Arts. I'm Professor Adam Widener, Assistant Professor of Broadcast Media, one of the many faculty and staff members at Huntington University who helped make this online Summer Academy a reality. I wanted to first say thanks to all the faculty and staff who put in a lot of hard work to make this happen. And also I wanted to thank the students who really worked really hard. They brought what they had and ultimately didn't just learn about aspects of animation and learn about aspects of film and broadcast, but actually been working really hard all week. You've been working hard on these projects, and we are excited to watch the fruits of your labor and to see these today. So without further ado, the first project that we will be watching was from the Film and Broadcast Academy. It was a project where students were given one prompt. It was about a chair. It had to involve a chair, and they had to make up a story with a group remotely and to tell that story together in a way that had a clear beginning, a clear middle, and a clear end. So we talked about story structure a lot, and without further ado, these are the chair projects. Well, hey, great projects. These, wow, we are super impressed by the work that you guys had with this project, the chair project. So tell us a little bit, if anybody would like to tell us, what was the lesson learned as working with a group remotely for the chair project?
I think it really showed how important communication is in group projects like this. So, like, whether you're with the people or not, like, communication is definitely the most important thing, especially since we were all working remotely. It was like I was getting my shots at my house, uh, he was getting shots at his house, and then getting them to flow naturally, and then getting them all to Caleb to get the edits done properly. I mean, it's really important to have really good communication, and this definitely taught that lesson very well.
Like, obviously going into this, like, we hadn't really met as a group, like, but we just kind of went in and we were like, all right, how do we make something that, we're in separate houses and separate parts of the state. How do we go about this? So it was really fun just trying to problem solve, honestly, because that's ultimately what filmmaking is. It's problem solving.
All right, next up we have work from animation. This is from their character creation workshop. Wow, great work, animation students. All of you talked about your projects in such a really cool way, and Professor Josh Adesi recorded that. And if you want to watch that back and even show your family and friends your work and all the other work that the students in the Summer Academy did in the animation section, especially for this character design, I'd encourage you to check it out in our course OneDrive and download that and show your family and friends all the work that your new friends here in the Summer Academy completed. Next up, we have a project for the film and broadcast crew. They were each given an individual assignment to create a 60-second documentary about someone who they know that has been impacted by COVID-19 global pandemic. All of us have been impacted by this, so their job was to go tell a real, true life story of someone close to them and how that has impacted their life. Take a look.
I'm Anya Ellers. I'm about to graduate from Canterbury High School, and because of COVID, the last 3 months have been quite the adventure. My future plans are heading to IU this August, and I will be majoring in International Studies and Russian. Canceled because of COVID. Also canceled, but Cedar Point would have been good. It never happened because of COVID. Gotta be more intentional about it. Still coming up, will be different though. Yeah, I've grown personally just having to be more intentional even than usual with friends. So some of the good things that have come out of COVID have been I've worked on mastering uke, and I've just had time to think about my college plans and even make some new friends virtually, connecting with people on the IU app, and that's been really cool. I'm Anya Ellers, and it's been a pretty crazy last 3 months.
If the world wasn't in the crazy current situation we are with the pandemic, teaching school would be so much easier right now. Going into the high school, driving in, having a cup of coffee, heading up to the class, be much more personal. We live in a very rural area here in Huntington and have a radio tower by which our internet signal comes in. Not quite the same as fiber optics, but it works, not very fast though. I work as an athletic administrator at the school my son goes to, and also teach the health class. It does make it a bit difficult to have to go through everything online. Yes, I drive to my mom's house every day and have to utilize the speedy internet there. Makes it much better for the students. It's easier to communicate and get a good learning experience that way.
Hi, I'm CJ Hallam. I'm a 2020 high school graduate. Some things I missed out on because of COVID-19 was the baseball season for Logansport High School was canceled for us, and access to tennis courts and athletic facilities like that I got to miss out on, and then hanging out with friends for a few months we missed out on. So the thing I'm most upset about missing is obviously my final baseball season, because I didn't know last year was going to be the last time I picked up a baseball, so that was pretty tough to go through that this year out of nowhere. Some positives that come out is I got to focus on tennis as I'm going to college to play tennis, so I did get to focus on more individual things. And then obviously our high school is rescheduling our prom and our graduation, so we still get to have that even through all of the pandemic, so that's also a positive. Just got to focus on life for a little while outside of school.
I'm Matt Moore. I run the Shaka Shack Coffee House in Monroe, Indiana. And COVID has affected us, a few different ways, but for us, we chose to shut down for about 6 weeks. So there was a lot happening during that time, but there were also, a lot of positives. We were able to kind of rethink business to respond a little bit more creatively, and how we're going to approach marketing and how we're going to approach a new launch and create momentum. So for us, we knew opening back up, we wanted to be obviously respectful of the guests that are coming into the coffee house. We took out a lot of tables and chairs to kind of limit seating so that we could bring in or allow smaller groups in and space out the seating so that they weren't so close together. As soon as they exit, we need to be preparing for the next guests that are going to be coming in.
Hi, my name is Eva Webb, and I work as an interpretive naturalist at Salamone Lake. And one of the things that I had to adjust because of COVID-19 was usually I meet with kids in person. They come to the property for field trips, and because we couldn't meet face-to-face, I had to create virtual interpretive programs for them to be able to view online and get ideas from. I had to learn several things, but the biggest thing that I learned was how to edit movies. And although it was a big learning curve, I was surprised with how much I enjoyed it. And I'm excited to continue to learn more about that for the future.
I'm here with Mrs. Barnum, who is a remedial reading teacher at Crestview Middle School. How has the COVID-19 outbreak affected your teaching?
So, lots of ways. You may remember at the end of this last school year, I spent 8-9 weeks at home teaching students everywhere but my classroom. It made it difficult for students to learn because I wasn't able to be right there with them. It was very challenging to not be able to speak directly with students. I was basically just getting their work and never really getting to see them.
What have you been doing about
The teachers union and the administration in Huntington County have been doing a lot of talking, a lot of planning to try to prepare for this coming school year to make it more effective this year.
What further measures will be taken to help with this?
There will be lots of cleaning, I can guarantee that.
Hey, my name is Spencer Hollingsworth, and this is my garden. I've had a dream for several years now. I'd like my occupation to be an urban farmer. A lot of my passion for gardening comes from my dad. He's had a garden for as long as I can remember, and he's taught me a lot of things. And the other reason that I'm passionate about wanting to grow a garden, I've been on the consumer side of produce, I guess, and working in a restaurant and just running into notoriously bad produce time and time again. Never really made sense to me. I felt like it could be fresher. The things that you eat should be a lot closer to your community. I've worked a lot. It's kind of come in the way of being able to do the things that I really want to do, and the coronavirus kind of put a pause on everything, and it allowed me to have time to evaluate and see that I should be doing the things that I want to do, and so that's what I'm choosing to do.
My name is Lisa Loza, and I am a stay-at-home mom, and I have 4 little cutie kids. COVID-19 has really affected our family, but it's not really bad. Being in quarantine has helped me, it's motivated me to get some things done that I've been wanting to do, whether it be house projects or starting a business. It's actually been something I've wanted to do for a really long time, and I didn't make the time to do it. Now I didn't really have that excuse anymore. I feel like we all are kind of together more, and while outside our house it's not a wonderful thing and it's kind of scary, inside it's been kind of awesome.
I felt like I had just gotten back into working my job and feeling like I was back into the groove of things, and everything was going well at work, and I felt like helping out with the kids at home and doing things, and I was just being able to do what I normally do, like life was back to normal. I was quite worried about if I could get COVID and how my body would react. I mean, even though the doctor said that my body would pretty much bounce back and not to be worried about it so much, try not to get it. But I'm thankful that as a family, we've all stayed healthy. Even the last couple of years with me going through treatments, none of us have really had any big sicknesses. And I think, I thank God for that, and that we have all stayed healthy.
Well, hey, you guys, great work with those 60-second docs. Wow, that's actually a lot of work to get that done. 2 projects in 3 days. You guys have been busy. Would anyone like to share a little bit about what their takeaways were, what they learned in the process of putting together a nonfiction story, 60-second doc?
It was really fun to shoot the whole thing with a friend of mine, and then the editing came along and I had like 6 minutes of content. I had to get down to a minute. That was really hard, but I learned how to cut out what I don't need and get to the stuff that'll have an emotional impact, all the facts and everything that'll make a good impact.
But this time I actually got to fully experience everything put together, like the shooting, the locations, all that part. It was really nice change. And also, especially with just the having to have it 60 seconds, and just everything was a very nice experience and a change.
And last but not least, we have another animation project. Animation students, your hands still might smell like Play-Doh because of this one. It is the stop motion project where students got to learn about timing and keyframes and use their creativity to create a character and make that character move 1 frame at a time. Wow, great work, you guys. That was excellent. It's awesome to see your creative gifts and talents come to life in that way. I know all of you have been putting in so much hard work this week, and I hope all of you have had a little nugget or lots of nuggets to take away as you continue on your journey to become the creative storyteller that you have been designed to be. So this concludes our 2020 Huntington University Digital Media Arts Summer Academy Showcase. I want to first say that this is just a glimpse of the life-changing experience that Huntington University is, and that if you have more questions about enrolling at Huntington University, what all that entails, feel free to email admissions@huntington.edu. That should be popping on your screen there, admissions@huntington.edu, to get more information about what life at Huntington University looks like. I also want to remind students that you have access to all of the recorded sessions, the devotionals that we've been doing, and you have access to the Adobe suite of software for the entire month of July. So we would encourage you to save all of that somewhere safe so that you can refer back to the lessons and refer back to these materials whenever. And finally, I'd like to leave you with a verse that we began this Summer Academy with on Sunday night. This comes from 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 10. As each has received a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace. So God has gracefully given all of you a gift. And I want to encourage you to keep refining that gift that is inside of you. In animation, could be, or film and broadcast. Any sort of storytelling gift He has placed inside of you and put you on this journey. Keep refining your gift and keep bringing it to the table. Don't be afraid when challenges persist, like the challenge that we are in, to say, well, we can't do that. Keep bringing their gift, even if it's something that you think is so small. God can continue to use that gift that you have inside of you to impact the community and impact others. So it's been great meeting all of you. I want to encourage you, don't hesitate to stay in touch. You have our emails, you have our contact information, and never hesitate to reach out. We hope to see you if you want to come on campus in the fall and come for a visit. We'd love to see you then as well. This concludes, like I said, the 2020 Huntington University Digital Media Arts Summer Academy Showcase. It's been great meeting you all. Have a great night.